I was looking down at my phone and heard a semi honking his horn rather loudly. I looked up and I was in the middle of the intersection. I couldn't tell that my foot had come off the brake. When I was in college, I started to feel some pains that were shooting down my leg. Ultimately, the pain never went away, it got worse. The doctor found that I had degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, and a nerve root disorder. They put in a set of screws, 2 rods, and then 6 screws, 3 on each side. And basically told me that the disease would never go away. Because my condition worsened and they put me on the pain medication and then I felt normal again, I think that's what actually led to my addiction. I was addicted to feeling better. My life was a train wreck. I was homeless, and at that point, I went to jail for 5 days for my pills being abused. I had taken a lot of pills that day, but once the feeling went away and my mind cleared, being that I was in jail on Mother's Day and had my own daughter at home, that I couldn't even see or talk to that day, just made me realize what a horrible mother I actually was. I really slacked on being a mom, and I think that is my biggest regret, and the worst decisions that I made were around taking care of her.
When I was hired here, I had immediately discussed the possibility of doing a drug court with the judge. He was tired of seeing the same names in the paper and/or in his court and the overdoses that this community was seeing, and he wanted some kind of action.
We call it Merit Court, which is an acronym for Mandated Education and Referral into Treatment, MERIT. And we call it that because the name says what it does, but the word merit also for us sets a standard. We tell people who participate in Merit Court that they deserve to be in Merit Court, but they also have to earn the right to stay in Merit Court.
We could use jail and simply have an individual go to jail. And the question is what happens when that person gets out of jail? If we don't create opportunities and take the opportunities to try new, innovative ideas, then all we're doing is telling ourselves no.
We started with 6 people. We picked the 6 most manipulative people, not realizing it. They did what they are good at, and that is they manipulated us to get their results rather than our results. As we progressed through it, we learned to get smarter. We started doing more frequent drug testing, having them report more often. And then, you know, as our numbers increased, we finally got up to about 22, 23 participants, and we realized that they were outfoxing us with the drug testing. We were using dip tests at the time and finding that we were getting just a lot of false positives, not accurate tests, question about whether there was a line or there wasn't a line on the dip test. So we went to an automated system that took that variable out completely. Participants in the drug court are no longer trying to evade or dilute or use the chemicals purchased through the internet. They now just don't come in. Our positive rate has actually dramatically gone down, both because they know that they can't beat the machine, and because they've decided that, okay, I need to have a conversation with my PO rather than just coming in and taking a test when I'm supposed to. When we were using the dip test, we would carry the dip test into the restroom with us. We would dip it right there in front of the person, and usually play a game of BS, because I would see the results and start asking, is that really what you want to tell me? You know, now it's just the question of, okay, what are you going to be positive for? We'll sit down and utilize the printouts that we can get from the machine and talk with them. Okay, so you told me you were going to be positive for meth, but you were also positive for heroin. Did you realize that? And it's good talking points for them, because a lot of times they don't know what's in it. They didn't make it, they didn't grow it, they just used it.
We know they used, we know what they used, we know how much they used, and we know whether their use is scaling back. So it's helped with the immediate sanctions. It's also helped the participants, because even though they continue to test positive for some things, if the levels go down, we at least know that they're cutting back or stopped using.
It's like going from the Stone Age to modern times in a blink of an eye. When we utilized dip tests, all we could do is either photocopy them or write them down on a handwritten ledger. With the automated system, it does all the recording for you. You can pull up a history of the tests that the person has done, whether they've missed any tests, positives, negatives. The judge can pull it up at the bench and see what's going on, which he does with our merit court program. It holds them more accountable, and that's the whole key to it, is accountability.
I truly feel that without Joel and his commitment to the drug court participants, that I would not be where I am today. What we're doing is we're taking our participants and changing them from those people into these people. You know, you see those people on the street that use drugs. Well, we want the community to start seeing that these people can be productive with support and help. My future right now has become overwhelmingly great. Being 2 years clean, I was able to receive a position for Riverside Recovery, and they are actually part of the treatment team now for drug court. I was given the opportunity to sort of use my experience as a way to help others. This year, for Mother's Day, I will actually be receiving the second miracle of my life.